Welcome to the 11th lecture of Economics and Management. In last lecture, we have started cost volume profit relationship. In this lecture, we will continue second part of this lecture. So, these are the topics that we are going to cover in today's lecture. First is margin of safety, second is change in fixed cost, how it affect to the production, total revenue, change in variable cost, what is operating leverage, riskness in leverage companies, sales mix analysis, and various cost behavior patterns. So, what is margin of safety? In last lecture, we have seen a concept known as break-even point or break-even sale, that is Q star. So, break-even sale or break-even production is a sale or production in which there is no profit or no loss. That is, your net income is zero. If you get production less than that, then you will be in loss. And if you have production higher than that or break even higher than break even point, then you will be in a profit. So this is about break even point, that is Q star. So what is margin of safety? Your planned sale minus break even sale is called margin of safety. It helps to assess the possible risk. It helps to assess the possible risk. It shows how far sales can fall below the planned level before losses can occur. So, let me explain this with one graph. So, Q star is your break even analysis point or break even point at which your net income is zero. That is, you have no profit or no loss. But if you produce less than Q star, then your company will be in loss. And if you produce more than that, then you will have profit. So let's say the line which is on extreme right hand side, which shows your planned production, Now, if you produce less than your planned production, still you will get profit. Still you will get profit. If you produce less than that production, still you will be in profit. You will be in profit until and unless you produce up to Q star. But when you produce Q star, you will be not in profit or you will be not in loss. So that the distance between Q star and QP, that is planned production, is known as a margin of safety. So anyhow you have to produce above Q star so that you will get the profit. That is a margin of safety. So that horizontal line between Q star and QP shows your margin of safety. If you produce between that line, you will be in the profit, or if you produce less than that, you will be in a loss. So that is margin of safety. Now, how change in fixed cost and change in variable cost affect? Now, see, as you know, Q star is break even point, the point at which you have no profit or no loss or your net income is zero. Now, your uh, dark blue line shows your total revenue, that is P into Q. Q is total production or sale, and P is your price sales per unit. While making assumptions about this cost volume profit relationship, we have seen whatever we are going to produce, we are going to sell, right? So total revenue is PQ, dark blue line. Now your red line shows a cost, red line shows a total cost, right? Now F1 is your fixed cost, right? Is your fixed cost. When F1 is your fixed cost, Q1 star is your break even point. Q1 star is your break even point. Now you decided to increase your fixed cost from F1 to F2. So when you increase your fixed cost from F1 to F2, your break even point will be Q2 star. So if you see it carefully, the Q1 star's value or the value of Q1 star is less and the value of Q2 star is more. That is, when you increase your fixed cost, your break even point or break even cell increases. Means what? Means what? So at Q1 star, that is Q1 star is less, means at minimum production you will get Q1 star is less production than Q2 star. So at minimum production you will get your Q1 point. That is, you will have no profit or no loss. But for getting net income as a zero, you have to increase your production when you increase your fixed cost, right? So in that case, your marginal safety will be also more when you increase your fixed cost. So dotted line shows total cost when fixed cost is increased. So total cost will also get increased. When fixed cost get increased, your total cost will to also get increased. Now change in variable cost. Now F is a fixed cost which is constant. Green line shows total revenue. Now your V1 is variable cost initially, and dotted line shows increased variable cost. So when you are having V1 as your variable cost, your break even point is less, and when you increase your variable cost from V1 to V2, your variable cost gets increased. That is, your break even point also get increased. So when V1 was variable cost, Q1 star is a point at which your net income was zero. But when you increased your variable cost, Q2 is a point at which your net income is zero. So you have to produce more to get break even point. Now example of automation. What happens in automation? So, the automation usually involves substantial fixed cost and reduced variable cost. Normally, high volume of production breaks even the cost. Okay. So, what it says, the first graph shows without automation. When you do less automation or you do less machinery for doing work and you are using more labor, then labor wages is a variable cost, as you know. So fixed cost is F1, which is less, and you don't have machines for work, you are doing work manually using labors, so your variable cost increases. So V1 is your variable cost and which is high. So Q1 star is your break even point, right? As variable cost increases. In case of second graph, what it shows, you have increased F2, that is, you have increased fixed cost. Means what? Instead of hiring more and more labor, you are using machines to do the work. Now machine cost is a fixed cost, right? So F2 is increased, that is, F2 is greater than F1. Now what happens in this case? In the as you have using as you are using machines, you have stopped using or you have stopped hiring more labors, so your labor cost decreased. So V2 is less than V1, right? And your, if you pay attention carefully, your Q2 star is also get increased. That is, your break even cost is also decreased. Your break even cost is also decreased. That is, Q1 is more, Q1 star is more, and Q2 star is less. So that is what written, F1, that is fixed cost without automation, is less than F2 with automation. V1 is greater than V2 and Q1 star is greater than Q2 star. So if you increase the automation, your break even sales or break even cost decreases. Operating leverage. What is operating leverage? Is the sensitivity of income, the net income, to the change in quantity of sales. So how your net income affects the or how your total quantity or sales affects the total income is known as operating leverage. So uh, change in dq by q, that is change in quantity of sales with respect to change in income, that is di by I. So it can be written as di by dq into q by I. So I equals to, now I equals to what it will be. So I is a net income, and we have seen the formula for net income in last lecture. What it is? It is total revenue minus total cost. So your total revenue is PQ minus total cost. Total cost is variable cost plus fixed cost. Variable cost is V into Q plus fixed cost, that is F. That is net income is total revenue minus total cost. So it can be rewritten as in bracket P minus V into Q minus F. You can write it manually so that you will understand it. So what your DI by DQ becomes? PI minus V, right? PI minus V. So operating leverage equals to Q divided by I into P minus V. So as operating leverage will be high when V is small, right? Because there is a minus sign. When V is small or I is small, right? I is in a inverse proportion. That is when F is high. It is low when V is high, or if I is high, that is if F is low. So you can understand it by looking at that expression. EIQ is inversely proportional to I and inversely proportional to V and directly proportional to F. So that is what written. EIQ is high when V is small, V is variable cost, or I is small, I is a net income. If F is high, that is EIQ is high if the ratio of F divided by V is high. Such a company is known as a high leverage company, right? EIQ is a operating leverage, right? So F is fixed cost. So your operating leverage will be high if your fixed cost is high and variable cost is low. And such a company is known as high leverage company. Means the company which is having more fixed cost and less variable cost is a high leverage company. So such a company can be risky. It can give high profit or high loss, right? And low leverage company means what? Where fixed cost is low and variable cost is high, right? Where fixed cost is low and variable cost is high. Such a company is known as a low leverage company, and such a company is less risky. Then riskiness of leverage companies, right? So F1 is your first fixed cost. Now for F1, TC1 is a total cost, right? TC1 is a total cost. The green straight line shows total revenue. Now F1 is your fixed cost and TC1 is your total cost. F2 is your fixed cost and TC2 is your total cost. Now whenever you are having F1 as fixed cost, your TC1 is total cost. So your break-even point is at less production, right? You will get break-even point at a less production. And when you increase your fixed cost from F1 to F2, your total cost also get increased, that is TC2, and your break-even point gets increased. Your break-even point gets increased. So that for getting a net income as a zero, you have to produce more. So this is riskiness of leverage companies shown in a graphical manner. Now the next point is sales mix analysis. Let's say there is one company who is producing two products. So product 1, P1 is sales price per unit, V1 is variable cost per unit, and F1 is fixed cost. For product 2, P2 is sales price per unit, V2 is variable cost, and F2 is fixed cost. Now we assume a constant mix of C units of product 2 for every 1 unit of product 1. Means whenever we are producing one product of 1 unit of product 1, we are producing C units of product 2. Let's say if the value of C is 2, now if you are producing 2 units of product 1, you will produce 4 units of product 2. You will produce 4 units of product 2. Thus, if the break-even point for product 1 is Q1 star, then the break even point for product 2 will be Q2 star equals to C into Q1 star. So the total cost will be calculated as P1 into Q1 star, that is total revenue of product 1, plus P2 into C into Q1 star, that is total revenue of product 2, minus, this will be your net income, minus total cost, that is V1 into Q1 star, that is total variable cost of product 1, plus V2 into C Q1 star, that is variable cost of product 2, minus F1 plus F2, that is fixed cost of F1 of product 1 and F2 of product 2. So this will be your net income. Now Q1 star and Q2 star equals to C Q1 star can be determined, right? These values are conditional on the constant sales mix of, so 1 has to C. If you sell 1 unit of product 1, you have to sell C units of product 2. So that will be in the ratio 1 has to C. I hope you understand it. Read it carefully so that you will get it in a better manner. Now various cost behavior patterns. So the first graph shows labor cost, right? So initially, as you hire laborers, your labor cost will get increased, but after some time it will get decreased. Why it will get decreased? Because once you hire some amount of labor, as their experience increases, they will start producing more and more products, right? Initially any worker, if he is producing one product per hour, when he get experience into that work, he will start to produce two unit of products per hour. So though the number of labor get fixed, your total cost decreases because you are getting more production from experienced labors. So initially it will get increased, but after some time, if you see carefully, the graph is stagnant and then it will start decreasing. So your labor cost will get decreased. Then second is material cost. So as material cost increases, your total cost also increases. As you use more and more material, your total cost will get increased. Now wage cost. What happens in this case? Initially the graph is straight, that is parallel to the x-axis. So sorry. So as wage cost is a straight line, that is it is constant for some time. But in this case we are giving a guaranteed wage, right? For 1 hour he is getting, let's say, 100 rupees. But after some point, if he started to work more hours, then his wage cost will get increased, right? So initially it is constant straight line, which shows the fixed cost. The labor wage is fixed, but if he started to work more hours, then the cost will get increased, that is increasing manner. Third is material cost. So material cost initially get increases. If there is any discount, then the cost will reduce, again it will get increase. If there is some discount, again it will show decline. So this is how material cost affects. Now machine cost. See, the graph is like zigzag. Initially it is straight line. Machine cost is a fixed cost, right? So initially it is a straight, that is constant. Now if there is any problem into the machine, you have to correct that problem. So you have to invest some money into that, so your cost get increased. Again the cost will be constant for some time. Again if there is any problem, or if there is a depreciation, again you have to invest into the machinery, so cost will get increased. Again it will be constant for some time. So this is various cost behavior patterns. For today we will stop here. If you have any problem, kindly you can contact me. Thank you so much.